Hey everybody, welcome back to the Dune Desert, and today we're going to be focusing on plastic and rubber production, and for that I've got another stackable blueprint. Here we go. So this one does 450 plastic and 450 rubber. You can configure this blueprint to do 900 rubber or 900 plastic. It's entirely up to you. So let me just show you around a little bit, and we'll go to my creative world and actually show you how to put this all together. So yeah, we can enter here below. So this bottom section here is not part of the blueprint. Well, it's part of the blueprint, but I've built everything out here because this is what fits my world, and I'm currently using packaged water. But strictly speaking, let's have a look here. We got 456, 440, 451. So that's obviously going to change a little bit, but that's going to be a solid 450 when you average it out. So these are the refineries that actually produce the plastic and or rubber, and that's the other one. So these two are stackable on top of each other. You can only do a maximum of 2 at a time, the way that it's set up. And all this requires is just fuel to be pumped in to this refinery setup. So the one fuel is going to go all the way up, and the other one is going to basically start feeding all of these ones here. And I'm using the recycled rubber recipe and the recycled plastic one. So these two will produce plastic that will get funneled into those. Those will then do all the rubber, and then the rubbers will go down to the storage, and then from there you'll go to your world. Or vice versa. These might do rubber, then feed those at the back that does plastic, and then that plastic will then feed down. So if you set it up like, I think I've got rubber at the bottom, and then you can see that one conveyor that goes all the way through. That's going to be the plastic one, and then the plastic's coming from the top. So as usual, what I do is I always make my things walkable, so we can actually go and walk there instead of flying. Right, so this is the first level of the stackable blueprint. So it's going to be like the base section, and then from here you can grab this ladder and head up to this point, and then this will be our rubber production. You can see the plastics coming from above. So this one will do plastic and plastic, then feed the plastic into these 4, which will then do rubber. So the main ladder, you can see, is marked with this green illumination. So let's jump up there without trying to fall down. Right, so that's going to take us up to this intermediate platform, where you can kind of check things out if you like. But that's not what we want to do. I'm going to grab this ladder. This one goes up to... And now we're on the second production floor. And I believe this is the plastic one. So this one will do rubber, that will do rubber. You will feed these 4 ones, and that recycled rubber will then turn into plastic, which goes down one of these conveyor belts will go down. So let's quickly hover up and have a look. So there you go. So this entire block here, let me show you. Yeah, you can see this entire block is a blueprint, and then this entire block's a blueprint, and then at the bottom you've got that section there, that's also a blueprint. Now, like I said before, is you need fuel to feed into those machines. And that's where we get this blueprint here, which is essentially just a fuel production blueprint. So this one does 450 fuel. So one of these ones will feed one of those sections. So that's why I've got a second one set up on this side, and that will feed either, well, it will feed the other one. So this section here, again, like I was saying, I try to make these things walkable. So we can just grab a ladder somewhere or stairs. There we go. From here, you can see you got like a very industrial kind of feel to it. So we've got these blenders set up, and they will be producing heavy oil residue, which then goes up to these ones, and these guys will then turn that into fuel. And these three ones will then pump the fuel down. I don't think we can actually see the fuel pump, or the fuel being pumped. So this is the heavy oil residue, or that's the oil rather, or the heavy oil residue. And then you can see obviously water is being fed to those blenders over here, and then we've got the crude oil coming up as well, and then there's our fuel going down. And if we follow this fuel line, you see it go all the way down here, and then from here it's going to go out to those two sets there, and I've got another one on this side doing the exact same thing, just pumping more, generating more fuel and then going down. So for the fuel, what I'm using oil obviously, but I'm using packaged oil just because I've set my world up to use mostly packaged oil for most things, just so I can easily regulate it and easily move it around. And then all I have to do is just place down a couple of unpackages and just pack them out, have the oil there, and then the oil gets pumped into the various areas. So this one's been split off to that side, and then I've got another one's being split off to this one above. Right, so let's go have a look on the, let's check them out from the outside. Alright, let's have a look at the outside. And as you can see, these are got very much a, oh, we got no power. Very much industrial feel and look to them. I've added the glass panes in here, just so it matches my world a little bit more, as all my stuff has got a bit of a, like a glassy wall concept to it, if you want to call it that. And then these guys are obviously, like I said, it's made to match, so it's got the yellow lights, it's got the glass and steel, and all of this is kind of like glass and steel as well. So this is how these guys look. And then the bottom section I just added, I've got this little bus feeding water and then canisters back, and I believe the water is going to come out all the way from there. Comes through all the section below, and then pumps the water in here, and the empty canisters go back, gets filled up, and rinse and repeat. Right, so let's jump into my creative world, and I'll show you how to actually combine all of these, and I'll show you the two versions I've got. The one is with the glass, and the other one is without the glass. Alright. Welcome to my creative world. So this one is where I can fly. I've got no build cost, sometimes I don't have power cost. Depends on what I want to test and what I want to design. But I want to show you guys, this is the blueprint, what you're basically going to get. So this one is going to be for the fuel generation, and it's got its own base, and it's got the section, the actual production area, or the production one. And you can see on this side, this is what it needs to be able to do what it needs to do. So 337.5 crude, 450 fuel will then is what you'll get out of it, but it also needs about 900 water. So it's quite a thirsty little fella. Uses the heavy oil residue alternative recipe to generate the heavy oil residue, which then goes up to these ones, and these guys will then produce fuel, which is then pumped down to that 450 out. So one of these will be able to build, will be able to produce 450 fuel. And if you want to do stacks like that, and I'll show you now why I've got those two over there. For each one that you stack, so for one stackable one, so with the top and the mid one, you're going to need two of these buildings. Obviously you can place them anywhere and just funnel the fuel towards them, pipes or package fuel, or however you want to do it. It's entirely up to you. So this one, once you place it, will need one of those, and when you place the second one on top of that one, you will need another one of those. So kind of like what I've got over here. So I've set this one up as a little test rig. So this is what it will look like once you set everything up, and you'll then need two of these. And currently I'm just feeding them packaged fuel and water, just so I can get the system running. And then once they start producing, you'll have two fuel lines going into here. I've only currently got one in here because I'm just testing one of them at a time. I believe I'm testing the top one because you can see this pump is actually pumping up all the way to these ones. And these guys are currently producing. So the one thing about this one is you'll see these, when I place them down, I've actually got them preloaded with plastic already just to jumpstart the system. So if you choose either to have you can do it like rubber on this one and rubber on that one, or you can do plastic on this one and plastic on that one, which will then give you either 900 rubber or 900 plastic, or you can do like I'm doing in my world. I've got a rubber one and plastic one, so we'll pump out 450 plastic and 450 rubber. Right, so let me show you what it looks like when you actually place these things on top of each other. I'm going to use the glass version I've got here. I kind of prefer the glass version now, and I'll show you over there what I did way there at the back. That's actually, you've got two versions. You've got one with the glass, one without the glass. For me, the glass version just kind of like fits my world at the moment. So you put down the base. You've got a little ladder to be able to access it. You'll see you've got a power point there. This one will connect to the top, and you've got a power point there which will then be able to connect to whatever power supply you bring to this point. So putting down the next one is going to be, you grab this one, which is going to be, as you can see, tower, rubber tower, 450 mid glass. So you can either go to, let's say we want to do plastic one, so you can go plastic 450 mid glass. And once you put this one down here, obviously put it to blueprint and auto connect. And then if you look over here, I'm gonna let me just turn this, otherwise it's gonna keep glitching like that. So what I'm looking for is, I'm looking for that little thing right there. So that's your marker how to line up these tiles perfectly. So if you nudge down, did I lock it? There we go. So just nudge them down and make sure that it's sitting right on top of that one. And as soon as you get into position, you'll hear that click. That means the pipes are auto connecting, so you need those connections right here. So I'll just go in here quickly. So it will be these two pipes that will connect, and this lift will connect to that one, and this one will connect to. So this will be, whatever you're producing will come out at this point. So whether it be rubber and rubber, or plastic and plastic, or plastic and rubber, whatever the case will be. So you've got two connections there and two connections here. Once you've got that in position, then you know you're good to go. Oops, let me get up here. So we're going to place this one down. It's going to be a double click. And then I'm going to switch to, let's just give it a moment. There it goes. And then I'm just going to grab this one. And I'm going to make this, let's do the rubber top, because why not? And again, what you're looking for is this little marker indicator. So just blueprint, auto connect again, nudge it down, and there you can hear the click. And you'll see this one will have one pipe that connects over here, and it will have one conveyor belt feeding down. So once this is in position, just double click again. And then obviously as soon as this is built, you can just remove your markers. You don't need that anymore. Otherwise they're going to stand out a little bit. I think I deleted the window there. Yep. There we go. So there you go. So now this one is this one's placed, obviously. So next thing you want to do, you just want to hook up the power. So you just want to go there to there. And you want to go down here, and you'll find another one there and there, and this one will just connect to whatever your power source is. Alright, so from here you can see these are the two inlets for the fuel. So once you've built this one and you did the double stack, alright, so going back to this one, we want to go to diluted fuel base. Obviously you can place this anywhere. And then you want to go for the actual factory. So this one doesn't have any auto connection, just make sure it lines up with the base. So just nudge this in position. You just want to see that these pillars kind of match. Will be similar to these, so if you're not sure, just double check that side. And place this one down. So as I did in my world, I built an entire staircase, so that's where you can connect it. And you can connect the staircase going to wherever you want to do. And then on this side, as shown before, this is your two inputs over there, and then your one output. and you just connect it up there. And power wise, you need to come over here and connect this one to that one that's, oh sorry, my bad. You just connect this one to your power, wherever you want to be. And this will power the entire facility. And that's pretty much it. So once this one starts producing, obviously make sure you get your, obviously feed it what it needs to be fed. And then just get your big pipe and just connect it from here to there. And if you need to put a pump in, put a pump in. But that's pretty much how it is, and we'll start feeding it. And then all you need to do is just come over here, get your exit point, and just put down a belt and go wherever you want. So let's have a quick look in here. I'll switch on this, but I'll disable my HUD. Right, so here you've got essentially like a logistics floor, and you'll see the green sections here is where you can go up and down. So I showed you previously, where you can just kind of like walk around here, and you can use these ladders. So wherever there's a ladder that you can access, let me just jump up here. You will be able to climb up there and climb around and kind of like clamp around if you want to. Alright, so just grab the ladder, you can go all the way up. You've got a little landing here, if you want. Alright, you can make your way up here. Jump off. And there we go. So this is essentially the top of it. You can actually see we can go all the way to the top. And there we go. So that's pretty much how I set it up. Fairly easy, fairly straightforward. Just kind of like follow the instructions. If you're not sure, double check this video, or just kind of like see the signs there. So let me show you why I've got two here at the back. Hey, Mr. Mothman, you're grazing that. Oh, he's gonna go through it. Oh, nicely done. Alright, so this is the original one that I made, which is the more like industrial, kind of like a rugged look. There's no difference between this one and this one, except for I just kind of like encased it a little bit more. So both of these will be included in the blueprint. So if you want a more of a rugged look, you can go for this one. If you want something that's a bit more enclosed, you can go for this glass one that's purpose built to enclose all these items. And obviously, if you want to, you can always just swap this glass out for whatever you might need. Let's say you want to go for I don't know. Let's say you want the concrete look for whatever reason. You can just kind of just replace the glass. And there you go. Now you've pretty much got like a fully enclosed machine here, and obviously it will still function perfectly fine. So if this for whatever reason tickles your fancy, you can go for it. So there we go. Alright, so you'll have, like I said, this one is just, you can see it's just named Robert Tower 450 top, and this one's named the same, but it's got the glass extension at the end. So that's how you know which one's which. So I hope you guys enjoy this blueprint. It's kind of a cool one. I needed something to expand my my glass and my rubber in my world, so I thought this might be a good time to do another blueprint set. Pass this on to my patrons, and this will just make a rubber and plastic production so much easier in my world going forward. Right, and that's it for another showcase video. As usual, I'd like to thank my patrons. You guys' continuous support really helps me being able to dedicate the time to build these kind of things, which I'm more than happy to share with you guys. Just to thank you for your support in general. The next video is going to be completing the tower. So we're going to start working on the central tower, and I look forward to showing you guys what that turns out to be. So that's it for today's showcase, and I'll see you on the next one.